Fran Gonzalez, legendary captain of the Deportivo side known nationwide as Super Depor, enjoyed what for kids anywhere has to be the #1 footballing dream. Playing for and eventually captaining your local side and taking them from the second division to the dizzy heights of winning La Liga. "20 years service to Deportivo A Coruña and a story worthy of the cinema for one of the Spanish game's last one-club men."
I've been privileged because I've enjoyed every moment of what I've done. I've really enjoyed my football. It was a dream for me, a dream come true, because they were the team I'd been mad about ever since I was a kid. There aren't many people who can say they've played all their career for just one club, that they've made their debut in the club, and at the end, despite all the offers that the club received, have stayed in a club as modest as Deportivo La Coruña.
En un equipo tan modesto como es el Deportivo La Coruña.
The legend of Fran and Super Depor began in the early 90s, when after over 10 years in the second division, they won promotion to the top flight. From then on, things progressed quickly, when, with players of the quality of Bebeto, Mauro Silva, Jukic and company, and with Fran at the head of things, the team managed by Arsenio Iglesias established itself among the elite of Spanish football against all the odds.
We got promoted and the first season was really hard on us, but you could see we were on the right path, that they were building a solid team. And even though we only managed to stay up through the playoffs, the next year we really stepped up and started competing with the likes of Real Madrid and Barca, playing them like equals, finishing second and third for 3 seasons and winning the Copa del Rey. We made it a reality, made a team as humble as Deportivo La Coruña compete against 2 giants of the game like Real Madrid and Barca.
That first big Deportivo side, however, couldn't quite get what would have been their biggest triumph over the line, with the agonising penalty miss with the final kick of the final game of the 93-94 season.
Of everything I've experienced in football, apart from injuries, which is something else, that was the hardest. And the pain's still there inside me, even today, because I'm convinced that that generation of players really deserve the title. I was lucky enough to win it later, as well as 2 Copas del Rey and the Super Cups. But that Liga would have made it all so different. That team deserved to win it because of everything we'd done together.
But despite not winning La Liga, that Super Depor set the foundations for what would become the club's golden years.
A partir de ahí hay un tema económico importante para el Depor.
From then on, the economic situation was important at Depor. They got established at the top of the table and then started to make big signings and made the team one of the biggest in Spain for the whole of the next decade.
Consigue ser uno de los equipos grandes en España, ¿no?
The moment of glory arrived at the climax of the 1999-2000 season, with Jabo Irureta in the dugout and players like Jalminia or Mackay accompanying Fran in the list of big-name players at Riazor.
La
Liga, there's no doubt. We won the Centenary Cup with all that meant. But it's got to be La Liga because it's so hard to win it. And after coming so close for so many years, finally we did it. It was a way of reivindicating the team of Arsenio Iglesias because they deserved it. Nobody could ever imagine that we were going to get another chance. But we didn't just have another chance, we had plenty more chances. When I look back at my time at the club, I honestly believe we could have won 3 or 4 ligas easily. Because teams like Valencia or Atletico Madrid won it, and so I think we deserved a title or 2 more. We were a team. I don't know what was missing or what we did wrong, but there were some extraordinary players there, and we should probably have taken advantage more of such a strong squad of players.
Eventually, after more than 15 years in the first team, on the 22nd of May 2005, Fran played his final game in the stadium where he'd enjoyed such success, becoming once and for all a living legend for the club.
It was unforgettable. Sometimes I see old photos and I still get emotional because I never imagined I'd get such a send-off after so many years, especially because of the problems of the last couple of seasons, which were hard for me. I didn't expect the fans to be so spontaneous and to get carried off on their shoulders from Riazor. It was one of the nicest things that ever happened to me on the pitch. So I still get emotional when I see those images, and with some sadness too. I was born to play football. It made me happy, and suddenly having to quit after so many years was hard. But it's true that after football, there's still a life to live, and you have to enjoy it too.
A life which has brought him to live in Catalonia following the steps taken by his son, now one of the promising youngsters of Football Club Barcelona's Masia Academy. The family saga goes on, and now it's Nico Gonzalez who's dreaming of following in the footsteps of his father Fran, one of the greatest names in the last 25 years of the history of La Liga.